Hey everyone and welcome back. In today's tutorial, I'll be guiding you through exactly how to use auto layout in Figma's brand new UI3 update for 2025. If you've ever wanted your Figma designs to be more dynamic, responsive, and way easier to adjust, auto layout is your new best friend. By the end of this video, you'll know not just how to add auto layout to something simple like a button, but also why this tool is such a game changer for design efficiency. So let's dive right in. Imagine you've just created a button, maybe it says sign up or download. It looks good, but what happens when you need to change the text or add an icon? Manually adjusting the size can get tedious fast, and things can start to look misaligned. That's exactly where auto layout comes in to save you time and keep everything looking pixel perfect. To get started, select your button frame in Figma's canvas. This might be a rectangle with some text. It's always a good idea to group these elements together first. Once you have your button selected, look over to the right-hand sidebar in the new UI3 interface. Under the Design tab, you'll see an Auto Layout option. It might look a little different this year, but don't worry. The basic idea is the same. Go ahead and click Auto Layout. Instantly, you'll notice your button gets a blue outline and maybe some extra handles. What's happening here is that Figma is now treating your button like a flexible container. Just like a box that can resize itself depending on what's inside, your button will now automatically adjust its size if you add or remove elements. Super useful if you're working with components across lots of pages. Now let's talk about flow, resizing, alignment, and padding. These are the real secret weapons of auto layout. First up is flow. You'll notice controls that let you set the direction of your layout, horizontal or vertical. For a button, you'll usually want the content to flow horizontally, so the text and maybe an icon sit side by side. But if you were building a card or a list, a vertical flow could make sense so items stack on top of each other. Think about laying bricks, horizontal for a wall, vertical for a tower. Next is resizing. You can tell Figma if you want the content inside to fill up all available space or hug its contents. Basically, does the button always fit just as tightly as it needs to around the text, or does it stretch to fit its parent container? Hug contents keeps things neat and tidy for buttons, making sure there's no extra empty space. But if you're working with something like a navigation bar, fill container might make more sense. Let's move on to alignment. This is about where elements sit inside the frame. Left, center, right, you choose. If your button text looks too close to one edge, try tweaking this. It's a bit like arranging furniture in a room. You want everything to have the right amount of breathing space. Finally, there's padding. Padding controls how much space there is between the edge of the button and the content inside. Try increasing the padding to make the button look more readable and comfortable, or decrease it if you want a compact style. Play with these values a bit, you'll immediately see which setting fits your design's look and feel, and that's it. Once you get the hang of auto layout, you'll wonder how you ever designed without it. Pro tip, you can always come back and adjust these settings, and since they're dynamic, your designs will stay flexible. Don't worry if it takes a bit to get comfortable. Every designer goes through a bit of trial and error, and that's part of the fun. If you found this walkthrough helpful, give this video a like and feel free to drop your questions in the comments. I love hearing what you're working on. And don't forget to subscribe for more tutorials like this. See you in the next one.